Welcome to the WHHI Daily News. I'm McNair, and here's a look at your headlines. Well, it will be difficult for any day to be more eventful than Wednesday at the Alec Murdaugh trial. Prosecutors spent the day revealing more financial and forensic evidence against the disbarred lawyer. And then in the middle of testimony, the courthouse had to be cleared for 2.5 hours after a bomb threat was called in. Well, that turned out to be a hoax. Testimony was given about the gunshot residue found on Murdaugh's clothes, and Murdaugh's paralegal testified that 3 months after the killings, she found a check that proved her boss was stealing money from his own law firm. Well, after the court was reseated, an FBI electronics engineer testified about decoding encrypted data from Murdaugh's vehicle that showed it was moved about 10 minutes after the shootings. Well, USC women's basketball coach Dawn Staley is still a long way from retiring, but she should get to see a statue of herself in downtown Columbia sometime next year. The City of Columbia is drawing up plans along with the international arts funding group Statues of Equality. Columbia Mayor Daniel Rickenman says the statue across the street from the state capitol will remind people that, quote, opportunity is what you make of it and nobody can stand in your way, end quote. The mayor says Staley is worthy of that statue, not just for her championships, but for her pushing for leveling the playing field for girls and women in sports. Well, Wednesday was an historic day for South Carolina's highest court. The state Supreme Court said it would not reconsider its previous ruling that struck down a 6-week abortion ban. That decision came on the same day that the state legislature voted in favor of Judge Gary Hill to replace retiring Supreme Court Justice Kay Hearn, who was the second female Supreme Court justice to have ever served on the bench in South Carolina. Hill's election means that for the first time in more than 30 years, the South Carolina Supreme Court will not have a female justice on the bench. Some Democrats, as well as some Republicans, voiced concern over the lack of diversity on the state's highest court, while other members of the legislature said that gender was not a factor in making their decision. Well, with more than 70 people at the meeting, the Beaufort County School Board voted to move 9 more books back onto the shelves that had been removed for suspected sexual or racial content, though some of those 9 will remain out of lower grade libraries. The vote was 7-2 with 1 abstention, and that's similar to earlier votes. 4 of the student speakers at the meeting wore "I Read Banned Books" t-shirts. Well, there never seems to be a shortage of top 10 lists issued by various media outlets, and one of the latest includes the names of 2 hotels right here in South Carolina. This week, U.S. News and World Report released its list for the nation's best hotels, and coming in at number 4, the Sanctuary at Kiowa Island Golf Resort. In the number 5 spot, the Inn and Club at Harbor Town on Hilton Head Island. 3 categories were taken into account when considering each property: past recognition, data from the travel review website TripAdvisor, and hotel class, also known as star ratings. According to U.S. News and World Report's website, the highest ranking hotels are recognized by experts and users for exceptional quality. Now, if you'd like more information on these stories, plus much more, check the news sources on your screen. Also, be sure to look for us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you have a story idea, we'd love to hear from you. Email us at news@WHHITV.com. And now with a look at sports, here's Justin Jarrett. Justin?
Hey, it's time for Last Night in the Lowco on WHHI, powered by LowcoSports.com. It was a light high school hoops slate last night, but we had a wild one at Bridges Prep that you'll be able to catch all week on WHHI. And after the Bucks eked out a 31-29 win over Whale Branch in the girls' game, the stage was set for a big boys' game that was a must-win for the home team. The Bucks needing a dub and a season sweep of the Warriors to keep their playoff hopes alive, and QJ Young did his part. Young put up 23 points to lead Bridges, which hung around throughout the night despite significant foul trouble, but Coach Antoine Wade's team had too much gas. Quayshawn Fields scored 19 points to lead 4 Warriors in double digits, while a masked Keith Chisholm added 16 and LaRon Wright matched him, including 3 daggers from deep. And Bradford Thompson scored 13 points and created foul problems for big man Amarion Wilson to help Whale Branch pull away late for an 83-70 win and clinch the number 2 seed in the playoffs. In other action, both Estill squads won to stay atop the region standings, and Hilton Head Prep swept Thomas Hayward. The May River Sharks wrestling team traveled to Lugoff Elgin last night, trying to qualify for their 3rd consecutive Class 4A state championship bout, but the Sharks met their match in the Demons, who turned May River back with a 53-15 rout. For Loco Sports and WHHI, I'm Justin Jarrett. Until next time, go Loco.
Thanks so much, Justin. Maria Soden now has our weather forecast. Maria?
Thanks, Allie. Yep, so taking a look ahead, it does look like we're seeing rain throughout the rest of the week, but it should be clearing up by next week. Taking a look at Friday, it's going to be cloudy with scattered showers and thunderstorms throughout the day and into the evening. Hilton is going to have a high of 66, a low of 58. Bluffton's going to have a high of 68 and a low of 57. And Beaufort's going to have a high of 68 and a low of 58. The sunrise for Friday is going to be at 7:10 and sunset's going to be at 6:04. Taking a look at the beach tides, high tide is going to be at 12:07 p.m. and low tide is going to be at 7:13 p.m. Taking a look into the rest of the week and into the weekend, a little bit into next week, Saturday it's going to be cooler with scattered showers and thunder showers throughout the day into the evening, highs in the 50s, lows in the 50s. Come Sunday, it's going to be cloudy with some rain through the day, but it should be clearing up by the evening, highs in the 50s, lows in the 40s. And then come Monday, it's going to be mostly sunny. We'll see an increase in temperatures with highs in the 60s and lows in the 40s. That's it for today. Let's head back to the desk.
Thanks, Maria. When we come back, the tickets are going fast for this year's RBC Heritage presented by Boeing PGA Tournament. Find out how fast next.